So this video is about gonna be how something could possibly, like how factual are your thoughts into the universe. Because this video series is gonna be about how my perception of a perfect life would be, of happiness and bliss, or happiness and resistance, and that'll bring you to a life of bliss. So if you're able to find all of the factors in your life to make you happy and how to make them different, you could have a perfect life. This is going to be the third stage of 4 stages of a thought. And the first stage would be what you're thinking. Second stage would be how you say it. And then the third stage would be reality, like it's recorded, how it actually could be interpreted, or how it's actually like audibly received. And then the fourth stage is going to be how somebody thinks about that. Like, coming from Justin, it's probably going to mean this, or it's going to probably mean that, or it's going to probably this or that. So with that thought in mind, the third stage is going to be like reality, right? So the most extreme thoughts, and I love this because I like getting into like the most extreme thought into anything, because it like really kind of puts a perspective on what reality really is. And if you really understood what reality is, you could understand how happy you could be, because you would understand that like you have the choice for something to be happy, sad, upset. And whenever you are trying to communicate a thought to another person, it is all a matter of that word and what actually was audibly received, like what is actually recorded. So the most extreme part of that is when a tree falls in a forest, is there anyone there to hear it? And when a particle is pushed or sprayed or blasted, I guess the answer is, through at a wall with 2 slits, which slit does it go through and at what wavelength? Well, the wavelength changes based on observation. So if wavelengths in sound are changed by observation, that would mean that any time that you're saying something, that would only be the way that you want it to be if someone was there to receive it. Otherwise, it's you saying it out loud against no one else there, and it would be 100% what you manufactured it to be. The only way that it can be changed is if someone else is there to change it. So now you have to be super conscious that anything you throw out into the universe could be received and changed into something else. If you really wanted to spread the love of God, you would not want to go out and say anything that sounded at all like the opposite of that, because then other people would be like, oh, if he believes it, then I probably should believe it. And because the experience that he's been through, or because or just in general, it's just a reminder. So you saying anything into the world actually is a reminder to the world, or it's an extra driving force of what it is that you're trying to say. So, like I said in the last video, like the audio and the this and that, how loud and your pacing and your all of that, it's a spiritual like ritual almost. So if you say whatever it is that you want to say, make sure that what you say is going to be of benefit, and it's going to be sustainable for everyone to say, and how it gets in the world could benefit things. So if what you're saying, right, is it originally started out as a thought, and then you go to say it out loud, and the way that it is actually heard, if that person is not hearing it, or faced a different way, or talking, or anything like that stage number 3 is not going to go into their ear. It's not going to then be able to be received, and they're not going to be able to hear it. So thinking of all the stages all the possibilities that could affect that, you obviously want to make sure that on stage 2 that you pronounce things and you say things in a certain way, that they get to stage 3, which is like on the record. Maybe even the guy with the tape thing, and he's sitting there, the tape thing, he's on record, and then there's on a tape, a Rolodex, where they sit there and type on it, and it's all about the minutes that go in the meeting. You want to make sure that guy is actually getting the information it is that you're saying. Because 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, even if that person heard you or didn't hear you, it's all a matter of what you can bring back up. And if you can bring back up a recording of you saying it the way that you said you wanted to say it, then maybe that's going to be more beneficial to you and everybody else around you than what he said that you said, and then what they think that you really meant by that. Because a person can then take number 3 and, well, he said John, but I know he really meant Mark. And you're like, no, I really meant John. But they only remember Mark because in their head they're like, we were talking about Mark, and then he said John. So then it's like this big, well, he said, she said thing, and it would be a lot easier if number 3 was just recorded forever. But people don't like that. People don't like that because then they can't 15-2, which is another video, is where you have control the available memory of a person and how they think about something, and you can't control that if you have number 3 recorded, because then number 3 is available for anybody to know, well, you really said this, as opposed to, well, he's trying to make me think of him as this bright young man, when really we know that he's da-da-da-da-da. But that's just it. A bright person, you can't judge on what they have done. Because it's you can only judge them on the most brightest things that they've said. You almost can't judge them on what they have said, because sometimes saying something is at least better and smarter than not saying anything at all, even if it does sound the dumbest. So then whenever you're interpreting somebody else's number 3, you want to say, oh wow, are they speaking fast, or are they this or that, are they flustered? Because it sounded like they were flustered, and it sounded like this and that, and it sounded like that it was muffled, or maybe they were covering their mouth, or maybe they were trying to lie, or some other situation. So you always want to take into account, like, understand that someone else could mean this or someone else could mean that. And then when you're trying to diagnose what your number 3 is going to be, understand that those people could be thinking the same thing, and they're going to be worried about, well, he said this faster or slower, or this or that, and understand that there's a lawnmower going on over there. Maybe you said it this way, and then you heard the lawnmower, and then you'll know that they missed that part. And then because they missed that part, they're thinking this or that. So now you need to say something again to correct that mistake of the universe causing them not to hear what it is that you wanted to hear. But that's a lot more to think about whenever it comes to what you're saying and what you're thinking and what you're saying out loud and how it actually receives. Audio, just in general, has vibrations. Vibrations can change things. They can cause things to be shaken loose. So if you want to speak something to someone and you want to put a lot of vibration, think about number 3 as vibration. And that vibration has like maybe even like a ohm, has like a vibration throughout your entire body. And if you do that with a series of silence and not saying anything at all, because think about number 3 being nobody's hearing anything at all, then what are they thinking? Their brain's going, they thought you were going to talk, you're not talking. They expected you to talk, you're not talking. And then that silence just alone can speak volumes. And then your face. Think about your face and what you can do with your facial expressions that could potentially cause them to want to feel a certain way, instinctually. But if you like these videos, please comment down below. And if you don't like them, subscribe. And then comment down if you have anything you'd like me to change. But yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and stay tuned. I got more. Thank you. Have a good day.